Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, February 15th, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I rise by sinking in. And today we have the new moon solar eclipse. It is a partial solar eclipse, but full eclipse, partial eclipse, doesn't matter. Eclipse energy is here to transform and shift us. So do be aware that is the name of the game. Now, with this super strong Aquarian energy, the super strong mental energy, we are so feeling the pull up here. It's so mental, so electrical, so potentially overstimulating. This message of rising by sinking in is, I feel like, the key to this eclipse energy. And I think it's really the key to being a really good, enlightened human as well. The Sabian symbol for this eclipse energy actually really calls to mind this energy. It's the Sabian symbol for Aquarius 27 degrees is an ancient bowl filled with violets. And the image that I get from that is almost like the bowl as in the pelvic floor that we all have, male or female, potentially even womb energy for the yin. And it's filled with violet energy, that chakra energy that has fed down within to give us beautiful insight. So remember, through this energy, we can rise by sinking in, setting on fire, setting on passion, the Shakti energy that is within us all, the Shakti life force within us all. Now, the other aspect that I think is really important in and through this eclipse energy is also the aspect of the heart. And so the other eclipse that we had on the 31st was in Leo, which, here's my little Leo right here, acting like a little lover. But that Leo energy and the North Node in Leo, which is important in all of this, reminds us that it is through the powerful force of the heart that we do evolve, that we ultimately rise. I went through a shift. I used to write in my journal that I wanted to fall in love. And I remember the shift when I started writing, no, I want to rise in love. And even though I'm saying we want to sink, we want, even as we do this, we sink the consciousness in deeper, down into the heart, and even lower into the pelvic floor, the creative area within our body. And then we let the love energy, that golden energy, rise up and around us. That is magic. That is alchemy. That is what we are striving for in and through these energies. Now, I want to remind you, with all this mental energy, realizing that the mental energy in this eclipse is so hardcore for so many reasons that you're going to have to be really conscious about what you are thinking. And I have been saying a big part of this eclipse is the actual shift from fear-based thinking into love-based consciousness. So, what are you thinking? What's going on in your life? Anything that's in your life right now that's stimulating, like, any of the overflowing mental stirry-upness, to create a word, anything that's creating that in your life right now is part of that process of shifting you from fear into love. So tune into what's going on and then see where you need to offer yourself love. I was just talking to a client, hello, and one of the things that came up is, for her personally, when this comes up, she needs to go offer her inner child some love because there's some fear process going on in there. Notice for you. It may be your inner adult. It may be your inner critic that needs that support. It may be some old projections from your parents, and that's where the wounds are that you need to shift. It's going to be different for everybody. It may be stuff around partnership. That's actually a big theme in and through this eclipse energy. All eclipse energies do tie us into relationship because it's relationship between the sun and the moon, and it's their balancing act, which is the balancing act of the yin and the yang. But what increases the energy in and through this eclipse is the fact that Juno, the asteroid of marriage, of partnership, is right there and mixed up in this eclipse energy. So there may be some partnership revelations, clues, rebirths that come in and through this energy. Don't get too stirred up in your head, though. ultimately, even when it comes to Juno, even when it comes to these outside romantic relationships, it all comes back to the relationship and the empowerment that we have within ourselves by sinking in and then rising in our own golden expression of our heart energy. Now, the other thing that I keep talking about is this Mercury energy. Holy Toledo. This Mercury energy feeding into this eclipse is really adding additional shake-up energy into all of this. We have Mercury connecting to Uranus today. We have the moon connecting to both Uranus and Mercury right before the eclipse. All of this is happening at 25 degrees, which is very close to the 27-degree eclipse that we're having. So just realize this Mercury energy is very close and very stimulating. Anytime Mercury and Uranus connect, stimulation overboard. Realize that our mental energy is almost like being struck by lightning when Mercury and Uranus connect, especially in the signs that they are. Again, ignition, electricity with the Uranus energy, electricity with the Aquarius energy, and then the fire from the Aries. Uranus is in Aries, the fire sign of Aries. So, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. What we need to realize in this is that this connection is happening at 25 degrees. That is 7 energy. This is about being in your flow. And sometimes being in your flow means letting the thought clouds pass by without getting so engaged in any of the thunderstorms or the tornadoes that are being created. And again, with Uranus and the eclipse, thunderstorms, tornadoes, all of that may come up in your consciousness. You do not have to take your thoughts seriously. You do not have to take them personally. But you do have to keep connecting into this process that you are in from fear to love, and the process of rising by sinking into yourself, by loving on yourself, by being grounded in your physical body. This is going to be so key in this energy. What if this Juno thing is actually, this is so on. Yes. The thing with this Juno thing, which just came through, is, there's so many different levels of marriages. And being human is the marriage of spirit, soul in the physical. So maybe this is more so than any outward partnership about your marriage within yourself of your spiritual and physical bodies. Really connecting in and realizing they have their purpose, their place, their needs as individuals, their own autonomy, your spiritual self and your physical self, even within the scope of the self, if that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me, but I hope you're getting this because, wow, that just came through. What I love about the Juno thing is it's smushed right in between that Mercury energy and that eclipse energy. It's at 26 degrees, but 26 degrees is that responsibility key. So realize there is a key of responsibility to yourself, to your physical, to your spiritual, in and through this connection. Now, that eclipse happens at 1:05 p.m. It is visible from Antarctica and some places in South America. So I have never had a client on Antarctica. I'm still waiting for the penguins to call me. But if you are in Antarctica and get any pictures of this eclipse, I would love to see that. Besides that, there's one other thing that we're connecting into that I think is important to look at. There's actually 2 little things. And I'm going to dig into this further, but I'm going to get this right now. Again, with my client I just had, there were so many ahas, breakthroughs, which comes with Aquarian energy if you are grounded and listening. We have Venus. Venus is in Pisces, and Venus in Pisces is connecting to Saturn. We also have the moon shifting into Pisces. The moon will be shifting into Pisces at 6 p.m. So amping up this Pisces energy. We're going to have 4 planets in Pisces with the moon shifting in. With this connection, one of the things I say often with Pisces is use your illusion. And my client asked me about that. She's like, what does that mean though? How do I do that? It was a really good question. I think this is a really important thing. Again, it relates to the marriage of the physical and the metaphysical. And so often we claim illusion when it comes to the things that we can't see. We claim illusion when it comes to the metaphysical. Past lives, that's an illusion, or ghosts, that's an illusion. This is an illusion, that's an illusion. Law of attraction, that's an illusion. We like to go give that illusion because we don't necessarily have the physical proof. And yet, all the time, we're feeding into illusions here on the physical plane, like the illusion of lack. I'm sure all of us at one point or another have experienced the experience of lack, and yet if you look, this is a very bountiful planet. There is no real, true lack. It's just that experience that has created a world from it, and yet that becomes real for us. We create illusions around relationships with other people, and meanwhile, a lot of times when this is happening, it's due to not listening to that higher spiritual guidance. So a lot of times our imagination, our dreams, all of that work is pushing us into exactly where it is that we want to go. Use your illusion. With Venus connecting to Saturn, Saturn loves to be reality-based, but reality is getting an overhaul as Saturn and Pluto move through Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn. Venus, meanwhile, in Pisces, is very connected to the essences of love, beauty, harmony, peace, balance, truth, all of those energies. But a lot of times people will say, oh, if you're Pollyanna, you're in an illusion world, blah, blah, blah. No. It needs to be balanced, and this is the time where we can bring this forward. When we are sinking in and rising up by connecting into our heart, by doing that, we are able to better use our illusion. We're not going to be overthrown by false energies because we are going to be connected to ourselves. And that's why you can really realize these things that maybe once upon a time we called illusions are actually the realest things. There's a thing, and I always go back to this, that talks about how much of the world we don't see and we claim to be illusion. And yet, how much of that feeds into our daily lives. So much of what goes on is unseen. Remember that. There's so much that we don't know. I feel like it's one of my jobs in life is to help myself open and help others open. And so I think this eclipse energy, this Pisces energy coming in, it's a big chance for opening. That being said, this is the last day to join my Past Lives Intensive for the price. I'm going to raise the price. But this, to me, is a beautiful opportunity to open in a beautiful and brand new way. So, jump in. Let's see. Let's see what we open. All right. Got to show you my cards. I love... Want to see them? Oh, he's so cute right now. I love him. These are the cards, and this, to me, I feel like is the pathway that we are on. Here's the mental. Oh, all the mental going on. Like I said, the mental is on fire. It's like fire and lightning and tornadoes all at once. It's pretty intense, and that's causing a lot of stress. But what we need to do is take the monkey out for a walk, let the monkey stare at the clouds, and be like, you don't have to dive into the clouds, just look at the clouds, monkey. Stop fighting it. Part of this process is all the resistance that we have to what is going on in our mind. And again, that tunes us right into fear. We're fighting it instead of offering love. But when we do offer love, here we go, rebirth. That is what eclipses to me are always about. The rebirth, transformation, empowerment of the most innocent, basic in the best way, parts of ourselves. And then we move into success. So here's the process. Just realize through the day, where are you in the midst of this process? Get to that place of surrendering, releasing that mental stuff. You will be reborn, and then you find your way into success. The last thing I want to mention, as I show you my other cards, is that the mental energy is not going to completely settle down with the end of this eclipse. As Mercury finishes up in Aquarius over the next couple days, that, once it moves into Pisces, like the cooling waters of Pisces is going to feel much more healing for us, but it's still going to be amplified. Maybe not quite as much as it has been, but it's still going to be amplified. To finish up, the card, Discernment. This is important, especially as I'm saying, use your illusion. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. And I have to show you that it came out with the throat chakra card. Frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. That peace and balance key, again in there. But it actually mentions the throat chakra in this, so I wanted to read that. Discernment can be described as the ability to perceive or judge well. Now that we are moving into a multi-dimensional reality, we are invited to see polarity and duality with new eyes. Living in multi-dimensionality is about experiencing polarity polarity, with discernment, being in balance with it and moving in harmony with it. Discernment has to do with our inner guide, the higher part of us that is closely connected to Source and can look at things from a perspective of wisdom, maturity, experience, integrity, compassion, and purpose. And love above all. It is about being in witness mode, being aware without attachment to outcome or direction. Witness mode, watching those clouds go by. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. In this activation, the color blue is a representative of our ability to communicate clearly. It is considered to be the color of truth, the color of the throat chakra. I think I'm going to read the try this and that's it. Take a moment, go inside, sink in, and see how you feel. Are you centered? How do you view the world and others around you? Are you kind with your words and your actions? Do you trust your own perceptions, or are you easily swayed by others' input, others' illusions? Are you observing and listening to others without giving your opinion? This is your opportunity. Discernment. I think it's one of the things, there is such that feeling of tribe that comes with Aquarius, but get in touch with your tribe first before getting so swayed by everybody else. It's so easy to tune into other people's vibrations and start living from that realm, but if you can tune into yours, all of yours, from all of the layers of you, wow, that's going to be something. All right, so that's it for today. Like I said, join my Past Lives Intensive. I will leave it at the price through today. It is starting on Sunday. It's very exciting. It's going to be an opening experience. I know that. So much has been coming through for that. Email me if you have any questions about that. You can always book a reading, GaiaBlooming.com, and I will see you tomorrow. The better it gets, the better it gets, and there is enough love in the world for you. No lack. Namaste.